Initially, I hadn't planned to shoot New Day, Same Time because it was painful for me. However, I felt that the story needed to be told. Being the director of the film was emotional. Um, Initially, I had planned for someone else to be the director, but they couldn't do it because they had a schedule conflict. But I never wanted to do it. I never wanted to be the director. I never wanted to participate in it at that level. I wrote the story, and that was tough for me. So I just wanted to write it and then give it to them to make it happen. But that's not what happened. When the initial director, had a conflict with his schedule, um, we didn't find out until it was too late. So I was kind of forced into being the director of it, and I did. My life is kind of interesting that I was born in Chicago, but I claim Alabama as my home because I grew up in Alabama. My grandparents lived there, and we were back and forth during the summers there, and then eventually we moved there. And I knew racism. I had experienced it living in Alabama, and I knew what that was like. And then I left and went to Los Angeles for many years, and almost 20 years, and I totally disconnected from that type of racism because racism in the South is different from racism in the North or in the West. Totally different. Um, and so I kind of disconnected from it. But after experiencing it again in North Carolina, I realized that it had to be told. The story had to be told. I wasn't going to hide it. I think initially I was embarrassed. I know that sounds odd. I was embarrassed by what happened. Like, what did I do to deserve that? What did, you know, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? Did I look a certain way or something other than the color of my skin? Um, but I realized the story had to be told. I felt like, although it was painful for me, I had to take that pain. I had the responsibility of taking that pain and telling the story and sharing it. So, having to share and think back on that experience. Now, we're talking about an incident that happened July 6, 2015. So, we're in 2018 now. And so it's almost 2.5 years old. But it was just like it was today, this morning, yesterday. Because I just, something like that you just don't forget or get over. And I remember about 2 days after it happened, I posted on Facebook, and it was a long post because I wrote every detail of what happened and what I was feeling, because I was in a place where I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep at night. I was tossing and turning, and I'm not one to sleep with the light on. I was sleeping with the light on, and it started to change my life. Um, my son, who was 10 at that time, found me in the laundry room, sitting in the corner crying. And, I'm not even that type of person, but it changed me. It impacted something in me that I would have never thought would happen. But to be in that bathroom with 3 women I don't know, I know nothing about, They don't know me. They know nothing about me. They don't care anything about me simply because of the color of my skin. It's just unbelievable. And I think, because I want to answer the question, what it was like. I think more than, because I had to push my way through fear to get to faith, but more than the fear for myself, it was the fear for my son and my nephew who were outside the door waiting on me. It was that fear of, will they walk in and see my body in the floor? And will they be traumatized by it from here on out? So I think that was more of a fear. Will they walk in and see my body in the floor and be traumatized by that the rest of, their lives? That's what I thought about most. And I know I should have been thinking about trying to get out of that bathroom, but all I could think about was my child and my nephew.